In Fox 5 Health News, health officials reporting an unusually high number of so-called walking pneumonia cases in kids, but stress that it's not the same respiratory illness that's surging in China.
All right, joining us now, Dr. Sampson Davis, an emergency medicine physician. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so walk us through exactly what walking pneumonia is.
Yeah, so walking pneumonia is not a new trend. It's something that we have seen throughout our lifetime. It's caused by mycoplasma bacteria. And that's just a common bacteria that we see everywhere. And it's called walking pneumonia because it's not as aggressive as what we see with strep and staph and pseudomonas, which is other bacteria. It's very commonly treated. It's something that we see very commonplace in the communities. And that's why we call it walking pneumonia, because pretty much you could be walking through with a cough, fever, body aches, and have pneumonia and not feel the same sort of aggressiveness. Where the danger lies with this type of pneumonia is people who have other medical illness like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and especially with our kids, we worry about it. And antibiotic is a common sort of treatment for this type of pneumonia.
I guess, you know, we've survived a global pandemic, so the news of these kinds of cases can really raise your eyebrows. But what are doctors seeing here in the U.S., and is it really cause for concern?
Sure. What we're seeing here is a seasonal trend, what we expect. I know in other parts of the world, we're seeing a spike in sort of mycoplasma, this sort of walking pneumonia. And in certain states, I think Ohio has had an increase in this sort of pneumonia as well. But what we're seeing here is what we expect with the seasonal trend in this time of year. Actually, we're pretty fortunate coming off of the tails of COVID to see sort of the decrease in these type of cases. We thought it would be a more aggressive spike in walking pneumonia and other types of illnesses coming sort of out of the pandemic.
Yeah, makes sense for sure. A lot of people have been sick the past month. We know that. Well, a new study done by doctors at Cornell University found electronic brain implants can improve some cognitive function in patients with traumatic brain injuries. Now, we do know this was a small study, but the results certainly are promising.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very small study, and what they showed is that people with traumatic brain injuries, so these are folks, unfortunately, who's been in sort of a car accident or has some sort of trauma to their brain. You see a lot of this in aggressive sort of kind of behaviors where you can see it in like football, you know, things of that nature. But what we see is that the thalamus, which is a part of their brain, that this electric stimulation increase alertness. So with the alertness, you get more awareness, you get more attentiveness, and we see an increase in memory. Now, that's good news. The only challenge is a very small study, so we want to see if this kind of brain stimulation will work in a larger study, because this would be a very huge impact for those who have unfortunately suffered the consequences of a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, life-changing for around 5 million Americans who just can't resume their life and work after getting injured.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, I think Cornell is right on. It's great to see it done here in New York, and to see this kind of sort of increase in brain stimulation. I mean, I think they do what they have done is like a study where they see so many questions asked, 30 or 40 questions, and they see an improvement rather in the response to these kind of questionnaires, which is a good sign to what to come. So I think more has to be done. But again, this is the step in the right direction.
Very well. All right, Dr. Davis, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.